Hey guys, Luna here, and welcome back to a game called Our Life. Last we left off, we were making our way back to our last dinner on this vacation, and I ended the last episode off a little early, so we'll see where this takes us. Soon you are packed into Derek's car, and on the long trip to your second home after made it to the most of the afternoon you got. On the line drive back from the park, there was moments of conversation and of quiet, of reminiscing about the past and imaginations of the future. Of course, the now upcoming move was a major source of discussion. We decided to announce it to everyone while they were all together. The decision had been made, so there's no reason to hide it. Sitting in the passenger seat over the hours, you sometimes felt as if you hadn't left that Ferris wheel cabin in the sky. The atmosphere of Derek's car had a similar way about it that made you feel disconnected from the rest of the world. No one else could reach you or him, and you could say anything there. But there was a major difference. The peace and comfortable stasis was only an illusion. You weren't on the slow, unchanging path of that park ride. Derek was speeding down a California highway in the race against time. There was a party at the end of the road, and Derek was never one to be late. When he finally pulled into the apartment complex lot, the car was silent. Its leg of the relay was over, and the frantic whirl and rush had to be carried on with your own flesh and bones. Not a moment was wasted snatching up a few of the few belongings you brought along and booking it toward the building. You passed no one in the halls, and Derek had his key in hand ready, prepared to unlock the door, and when that was swung open you saw the living room he had grown so accustomed to be empty. The space was untouched since you left early that morning, at least as far as you can remember, but Derek didn't celebrate an early victory. He put a finger to his lips and made a show of checking behind the couch and around the kitchen counter, just to be certain his family hadn't used their spare keys to prepare another surprise. You would trail behind Derek step for step as he dramatically skulked around his own house. He tracked around a corner and you tried to get a look over his broad shoulders to see too. Nicholas and Liz could absolutely not be trusted. If they came by the apartment and found you and Derek gone, they would almost certainly play the same joke twice. However, they hadn't gotten that chance. Derek stood tall and concluded his inspection with that revelation. "You've done it, no one's here. You spent the whole day out and still beat them." With a cheer, he fully relished the victory now that it was truly assured.
Man!
A boardwalk date with Luna, being on time, and getting to see my family before the day is over. Things are going all my way, huh? It's perfect. Derek saying the day was perfect made it so for you too. After a lifetime of compromises and sacrifices, you were proud to see him getting exactly what he wanted. And it was more than a little thrilling that a significant part of what he wanted was you. He sighed contentedly over a job well done.
Thank you!
Hey Luna, thanks. His voice was gentle and his gaze softened with affection. But as Derek came over near to you, the warmth shot up to sultry, with a single spark that would burn.
You're seriously great!
You're a great partner, I hope you know. You couldn't look away from his fixed gaze, but became incredibly aware of his fingers trailing down your arm. Liz had been so certain none of this Azure man could woo anyone. She would have to eat those words if she ever saw Derek truly put his mind to it. See. Thanks. Is there anything else you might like from your great partner? It was only fair to flirt back a little with how strong he was coming on, yet the reply made his lips quirk. He jutted his ears and nearly lost his composure. What he didn't do was quit. He didn't tell himself or you he was wrong or there was a mistake either. Instead, Derek held up his coy smile with the confidence he managed to stow away for emergencies and indulged in further romantic pursuits.
Well...
Honestly, right now all I really want is to be alone with you. Once again, he closed in on you, this time until you're near enough that your nose is almost touched. It's pretty convenient we got the place to ourselves for a minute, huh? Very convenient. Derek had played it cool, but in that instant he lit up, glow from head to toe. He threaded his fingers through yours and gripped tight. The hand was steady and hot. There wasn't a trace of free game jitters, only excitement. Okay, before anything else, maybe I should write off the shooting star off my face. You snorted a laugh like you were your mom. That was not exactly a romantic thing to bring up now. However, it was quite fittingly practical and Derek-esque. No, leave it. It's cute.
What?
Really? Really? If you say so. In that case, as we were, he slipped both of his arms into yours, wrapping you up in him. I'd say your bundle of nerves, but excitement won over shyness. Sliding a hand down to the bottom of your spine, Derek kept you steady as he led both of you onto the edge of the couch. I'm guessing for cuddles. He sat comfortably on the cushion and you were straddling his Wish I were finished reading that sentence in my head. Neither of you had any plans of untangling from each other. The position on your knees had you towering over Derek even more than usual. Derek glanced up at you through lidded eyes. A coy smile played about his face. You might have jokingly protested other eclipsing his height in the past, but he definitely wasn't complaining about the current arrangement. It suited him exactly right. After you, or would I go first? You're shaking first for gasp. Honestly, character me and actual me, face feels like a million degrees is very fitting. He was polite even then, but it was I'm not sure. No worries, you can do anything you like. You offered one of the more familiar grins, and it was boost to your confidence you needed. Derek wasn't something you need to be afraid of. I'm just gonna let this go. There is some kissing, and make sure it's right that it was real. You were smiling at each other when it ended. There's no mistake here. Only two people whose wands sing the same song. Yeah, I'm gonna go with complimenting. You know what? No way makes me happier than you. You pressed a hand to his firm chest and spoke to express your feelings with more than words. You mean it? His reply had the same exact amount of aw shucks, bashful disbelief it would have if you said it randomly while chilling in the park, despite the fact you were actually making out of his apartment. Derek really decided to put a pause on getting interesting. Well, I think, wow, Luna likes me. That's amazing. It was extremely cute. And then just kisses. Once again, more kisses and kissing in return. Yeah. So when you rub a hand through his hair, regardless of how spiky yours looks, his strands were nothing but soft against your fingers. And with more kissing, there's very deep. You gasped for breath when you and him finally broke apart, and Derek could only speak in hoarse voice. You're really great. You chuckled against his skin, and Derek's vocabulary for praise really extended past the words he could say to any guy, gal, or pal, but it was only when his voice was so heart-achingly adorable. I'm gonna say I managed to get a photo under Derek's thick sleeveless hoodie, but before you even grazed the body underneath, Derek was leaning away. I'm sorry, are you alright?
Forget it.
No, wait, yes. Forget it. I'm sorry. It's all good. I was just thinking I could help you with that if you want. Took a hold of his own red top and lifted it up to expose the sign of skin. Sat there to check your expression. I know this game is very safe for work, but at the same time, actually saying some of these lines is just like, ooh, I got a fan my face. I'm gonna go with the direction. Well, that's okay. You sure I don't have to? No, you can't. Alright. Derek tugged at the fabric, pulling it over his head before lobbing his shirt past you onto the floor. Again, well built. Very there we go. Derek rested against the back of the couch, totally satisfied leaving his friend fully exposed. He had no shyness, and in fact, you were positive being for it to do exactly that. Would have been more proper to draw attention to himself at the public water park. This is his comeback. Yes, you were. Right. You know, I'm just... If you want to read it, you can totally read it. Obviously, some people have a hard time seeing, but... As you were...
I swear.
Damn, this is Derek Day. Yeah, I'm gonna do some more kisses. I get her down his neck. Yeah, and he didn't seem to enjoy it as you did. It's maybe a little too much. Both distracted, neither of you realized what was coming when he dropped his head in a happy sigh until his chin squished into your shoulder blade. I'm sorry. Snapped right back up, so pulled you off to check if you're okay. Are you? God, you know, I'm gonna choose this, but I'm not gonna say it out loud. You and Nora, were you down? Good.
Are you sure?
Are you really alright? I am. No damage done. Derek squeezed you into a tight, careful from where his face went, and laughed wholeheartedly. You embraced him in return, overflowing with affection for your excessively considerate boyfriends. I'll do this. Okay. Some of these things are definitely very stunned by the action we just did, and again, some of these things very frustrated of. If you want to read it, you can, but I'm very frustrated. I don't know about this. I suddenly want to say it out loud. You need to relax. Aiming for more of a sit. Thanks. Flushing content, you rested your cheek against Derek's hair. It was soft, even though it always looks spicy.
You're welcome.
Hey, it's my pleasure. Derek traced a finger down the length of your spine. His burning touch had changed to a soothing balm. You welcomed him, snuggling closer. For once, Derek didn't attempt to move right into a new conversation. His hands were full going up and down your back. That was okay with you. In a dreamy haze, you gladly listened to the only sound of his heart and his slow breaths. And then the doorbell rang. Derek blinked, wide, bleary-eyed. That was definitely the door buzzer, but you couldn't have easily fooled him into thinking there's an alarm clock waking up from a fancy.
This sucks.
Man, it's been, 5 minutes since we were preparing, and I already lost track of the party thing, and we were expecting guests. Well, this time I can forgive myself for the slip-up. That was a hell of a distraction. I'd probably just scribble off Derek. He sprung up with urgency as if someone was about to break the door down. Derek let out a bark of laughter, his head back, kept it tilted and started searchingly at the ceiling. Is it too late to cancel? Yes, it's too late to cancel. Even though he was joking, it was still tempting for both of you, but it couldn't be done. Mastering his years of experience of being the responsible one, Derek hefted himself up to join you on his feet, so it was time to go. He hunted down his abandoned hoodie and got it back on. Luckily for him, it still looked presentable enough despite what he'd gone through. With a refreshing prep in your steps, you and Derek approached the entryway, but the expectant smile that had worked on Derek's face evened out into a bemused line. His brain was working, and then his mouth dropped in terrible realization.
Wait!
Did I invite them over to dinner? We don't have time to make food. We could set out snacks, but what kind of dinner party is that? I said that so we would have as much time as possible in the park. I wasn't considering that I meant to actually eat a dinner. Shit, I don't even have enough food in the house for many people coming in. We can make this work. Yeah, exactly. It's fine. I got an idea. We're gonna have takeout. Have a pizza. And the other stuff stuff places like that have salads and so on. Yeah!
Awesome.
Cool. Held a satisfied thumbs up. Now we better actually answer that door. He stuck out a finger toward forward in demonstration of where he was headed, and then strolled over. But his hand froze on the doorknob. Oh, damn. He then flung in and slapped it across
Oh,
his
man.
My family can't see this. Derek saves the day again. Hadn't thought of that one. The boardwalk trip was meant to be a secret, and Derek nearly strolled along to greet his or your family's sparkling shooting star blazing across the street. Can't believe I almost missed it, even though I did caught that. Is there anything else I forgot today? No, that's the last one. Great. Derek was thinking fast then. He left the door closed, but shouted to the other side, "Be there in a minute!" Okay. You could not make out that Mrs. Cesar's voice resonating through the wall, so it was Derek's family who'd come first. Derek soundlessly sidestepped away from the entrance, tiptoeing over the carpet until he was certain he wouldn't be overheard. He whispered to you, "I'll be right back. Don't let them in. They might come looking for me and see something they shouldn't." That was spoken like a true criminal. You bolted from the living room without further instructions. You waited for your accomplice silently, knowing it could fall apart if they decided to use their spare key to let themselves in. Luckily, patience and politeness won with the Cesare family, and when he thought of that, it was obvious they wouldn't force their way in when Derek wasn't ready. At least not with Nicholas being outnumbered by his parents and the swing vote George, who went with the decency unless someone was especially convincing otherwise. Soon, Derek met back up with you in the living room. His cheeks rubbed raw, though you wouldn't notice the tautness of his skin and slightly redness unless you were searching for it. At the threshold, bent over, leaning against his knee and settled into heavy breathing. Then Derek bounded back up and finally into the door, seeming as unbeaten and unflappable as ever.
Hey!
Welcome! It was such a dramatic and complete recovery, you had to wonder if it was a trained skill. There might have been many days where Derek frantically put up fires in his own fluster before presenting himself before you with a big smile. Thank you! The whole Cesare family was there, crowding the narrow space with smiles on their face. Your own family members did not have the same kind of cheer. Her lips were curved. They were here first. You took so long answering, I found them standing around waiting. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Wow, what was that about?
It's...
Well, the real secret of those days of your outing on Gorak, but a deep red over his cheeks exposed that it was a different trust that came to Derek's mind. Moon and I were just going over the game plan.
So?
Oh, what's the plan? We're gonna get pizza, my treat.
Woo!
Woo! I love pizza. Thank you, my wonderful son. That's very thoughtful of you. Works with me. Derek's last-minute solution had gotten full marks. Speaking with the self-satisfaction of a man who winged a final exam and still passed, Derek pretended this had gone as well as he intended to all
I
along.
figured.
I thought you might feel all that way about it. Let's not wait until everyone is here. Luna says Mrs. and Mrs. Mayer and Mr. Holden are going to show up soon. Murmurs of an understanding circulated the group filled into the apartment. Derek took the role of host with vigor and encouraged his guests to get comfortable. They accepted the hospitality and seats were all taken around. Well, how was your day then? Yeah, what were you up to? Mrs. Cesare's entirely pleasant tone was followed up by one of openly nosy inquiry from Nicholas. However, neither of them forgot the curious hold up by the door. We had a great afternoon and talked about some very important things. Isn't that right, Luna? As usual, when he ended up in awkward positions, Derek took the strategy of technically not lying, but leaving out crucial details. Yep, that's exactly right. That's nice. Mrs. Cesare didn't mind not getting the real answer, but that she knew existed. She always did. Nicholas shrugged. He wanted more, but was mature enough to not to demand it. Soon another sharp ring of the doorbell came. You and your sister perked up at the most of that sound. It had to be your parents. Liz disregarded the fact that she was not at her apartment and headed straight over to answer the door. You were early to catch up to her. Ah, they look lovely and adorable. I love Ma's sundress. I love the colors with it. It's gorgeous. Liz took the hand on. There was on the other side of the soft faces of your sweet mothers and more sharply featured, but no less kind, Mr. Holden. Many in-laws and good to see you were said in succession as the Mayer family joined in with the Cesare clan in the Derek's living room. It's a real party now. Now, yeah, there's still one thing missing. Let's talk hawk toppings. Derek took a page out of his mother's book and offered an explanation to the newcomers who had.
What do you think?
We're getting pizza if that's cool with you. Yum. That's fine, sweetie. No complaints here.
Nice.
Perfect. With the size of the crowd, I'd say we should get 3 large pizzas. A friendly round of suggestions came in, because there's a total of 10 people, so a friendly round of suggestions and debates over the most ideal topping split commenced. More than one person wanted meat and veggie supremes. The Cesare families both loved that one and had grown up on their sons as they grew. Most agreed that having at least a couple simple options made sense, and Derek declared he would get his favorite chicken barbecue, since he was the one making the order and couldn't be stopped. No one else in the group had any intentions of ruining that for Derek. It was incredible to see him decide on something purely for himself. And that's how the plan was: 1 full meat and veggie supreme pizza, half cheese, half pepperoni pizza, and a half a pizza of chicken barbecues. So, is that supposed to be quarter cheese, quarter pepperoni, and half a chicken barbecue? Or a full pizza chicken barbecue? Oh no, it's half a chicken barbecue with something else. You offered our suggestion for the last half. More cheese would be a safe bet. Can't go wrong with that. The rest of the room accepted your idea as well, and you ordered you something besides pizza. No, chocolate chip cookie, garlic bread, brownies, cup of lemonade. I don't really like the rest of these. That's all. Liz teasing openly in front of all of the parents, making good use of this dude being Derek's treat, and Nicholas of all people feeling self-assured enough to joke about you being a spoiled youngest kid. That was hilarious coming from him, though the most impactful blow that got from Derek himself when he gladly owned up to the idea that it would spoil you when you wanted him to. And to top it all off, Nico and George were both emboldened by your special request. Each of the younger Cesare boys asked for their big brother first soda, root beer for George and orange for Nicholas. Derek gladly accepted that request. After all was said and done, Derek made a call for the local pizza place. He arranged it for delivery, and he glanced over to the Henrys once he finished the task.
Oh yeah.
Got some time to kill. Can I get anyone a drink? That goes for the 3 of already getting something too. You don't have to wait to hydrate. What a kind host. Some requests were made for water and seats were taken in to settle for the wait. You got out comfortable on the couch yourself. Derek collected 2 armfuls of water bottles and went around the room passing drinks out to each person, even those who didn't ask for one. It seems staying refreshed was not an option after all. That was an order. You and the others near the coffee table got served first, and then he went around the dining room table to catch the ones hanging out there. He was busy and in another section of the apartment. That's when he knew from the last time he caught sight of Derek from your position. And that's when the jolt went through your entire body when the low voice tickled you. Luna. Oh, Luna. You quickly turned your rigid neck to Clem's behind you. Derek was there, resting his arms across the top of the couch. He had swung back around to you while you weren't looking. As he processed the situation, Derek grinned cheerfully, unapologetic about the shock move he gave you. Your soft thump could be heard in the air. It wasn't your heart, though it might have been. You guessed on the other side of the couch he was tapping his heels together. Should we tell the people now? You didn't need to explain what that meant. You and Derek had one momentous event that no one had been made aware yet. The move. Yeah, that's probably the best time to let them know. You can tell them yourself.
I gotcha.
Yeah, you turned to the crowd with every eye on him. Derek came right out with it. I'm actually going to be leaving this apartment and moving in with Luna. We're going to be roomies. The crowd gasped, then went quiet, but not for the lack of feeling. Emotions were palpable, but what emotions they were hard to say. The first to express anything directly was Ma. It's lovely the 2 of you be having each other right there. Agreed. Luna can always use another person to lean on, especially someone like Derek. He's trained for that kind of work. I'm sure Grove is going to be thrilled. The whole group of you kiddos will be there. Moving is a big deal, but I don't doubt your commitment. I appreciate that. Derek could accept the words from your family boldly. Hint of guilt crept in when it came to face his family, but he had nothing to fear. The Suzerain family had let the eldest go once before, and he returned for that for a time. The second separation was easier. The confidence was there that they would each see each other again soon. I'm happy seeing you grow and be happy yourself, even if that means you go somewhere
Yes.
Yes, I believe Derek needs a change.
Take care.
Good luck, bro. I'll tell you to look out for each other, but I don't have to. You definitely will. Nico huffed, but agreed with the old wall sentiment in his heart. When I'm an adult, I'm gonna go wherever I want, whenever I want to. And no one will be able to stop me. Derek's gonna have that right, too. When you grow up, you already do that already. Nicholas's childish snicker was a true sign of his maturity. His big brother is moving, and he can embrace it. It's gonna be even more in the future. I'm probably gonna travel the world.
Awesome.
That's awesome, Nico. I know you will. And thanks, bros. You too, Mom and Dad. It was amazing and relieving to be understood and supported so much. You were more certain of your choice than ever. That wholesomeness of that moment would have been complete if it was sweet. Liz cuts in with a dose of snack that made it taste perfectly right.
Seriously?
See, Shasha, 10 years of no progress and you're going at light speed now. Well, we were just stirring up all of our momentum for the right time. Now we got the means to move full speed ahead. Laughter and lighthearted conversation continued within the walls of the apartment. Everyone was ready to pitch in with a move had a suggestion to offer, and then everything was put on hold for when, the third time, the doorbell rang. Dinner's here! Nicholas made a beeline for the door, his two older brothers at his heels. They gathered all spoils from the delivery driver, gave polite thanks, and promptly closed the apartment up again. George and Nicholas peered into the semi-opaque lids to figure out which drink was there. Derek especially hinted to you the stuff you got for yourself. It was good the whole sets of boys were considering all the additional items came stacked with 3 pizzas, most of which were for you. Nicholas, George, and Derek helped you set aside the goods for safety. The feast was laid out on the counter, savory, steamy, and very cheesy. Derek stood between the guests and the meal was made in declaration.
All right.
Alright, everyone, in my house, instead of the youngest going first, it's the oldest do.
Good.
Ah, yes, respect our elders. How kind.
That's...
I can't believe I'm considered an elder. How did I get so old? My mom had offered their comfort and condolences. They've been members of that club for many a year. All the grown-ups followed through a big group at that point in their lives, determining who was truly the oldest of the old wasn't worth the trouble. When they picked over the cream of the crop, Liz made it very clean sweep all on her own. You and Derek went together next, followed by George. Finally, Nicholas's turn came. His mouth was hooked in an amused bend. Being last was a novelty, and he took his sweet time picking up the slices he wanted. Why not? He wasn't holding anyone up. Eventually, Nicholas stuck to his dinner, and the chairs around the apartment were filled with happy guests and plates that were equally full. It was a relief to see you and Derek's big announcement have impact on anyone's appetite. Good food and pleasant conversation were enjoyed at Casa Derek. Nico went back to the boxes for seconds and thirds without needing anyone's permission. After eating, George moved from the table to chat with Liz away from the parents. Nicholas abandoned the last bites of his 5th piece of pizza to scurry after his big brother. Derek sat next to you as a rule, but there was cases when exceptions were needed. Well, this is your party and Liz's, sort of. I won't hog you. You should get to see everyone here to see you. I'll be around. Derek didn't belabor the point by calling it what it truly was, your farewell party. The point still stood. These were the final hours in the prison and both of these families see each other again, but no one could say exactly when. The time you had right now wasn't to be mixed. Yeah, I will, thanks. Derek took a step back with a nod and a wave. He, at least, was someone you'd certainly seek and sue. I'll check in with my parents because we haven't really seen them. Your parents remained at the dinner table, sipping at their water bottles and pretending to be nonchalant. They sent too many fervent glasses between you and Liz to be convincing. Hello, sweetie.
Hey.
Hey, welcome over.
How are you?
What's happening? Hi, I just wanted to see how you were doing. You're great.
How sweet.
We've been having a wonderful time. I know the trip was for you and Derek, but I'm so okay for Pam and I could be here a little. Ma wrapped her arm around Mom with a light chuckle. Mom leaned her head over gently to her wife, and they both beamed. Time together is more important than time apart. Every bit counts. Well said. I love you all. Us too, kiddo. Absolutely. So thanks. Mom wrapped you up in a big hug, and then I felt the weight of another person in her arms. Realized Mr. Hornet got pulled in too. Your parents held you tight for another minute before letting you go, like Derek before them. They didn't intend to monopolize you forever. You left them in their own amazing company and drifted back toward the front of the living room. Checked in with Mr. and Mrs. Cesare. Derek's parents were contently sitting on the couch watching. The scene of their children and friends gathered together in one place was a rare joy. But when you approached, Mr. Cesare perked up from his peaceful reverie. He squished against the missus, patting the feet spot on the cushion. Mrs. Cesare had to physically support her husband in the invitation by catching his shoulder. Otherwise, he would have toppled right over into her lap. She laughed over the dramatic infringement on her personal space. You shook your head politely. Oh, alright. He accepted your answer, yet made no attempt to drape himself from his wife. With a final snicker, Mrs. Cesare helped him up and over. He flopped into his original spot like a big stuffed teddy bear. I could totally picture that. She nodded to herself over her job well done, and then made eye contact with you. I hope you enjoyed your big city vacation, Luna. I definitely did. Glad to hear it. As the pleasantry faded off, the Cesare spouses shared a meaningful glance with each other. The weight of the occasion had been forgotten. Well, while we got you here, there's something I want to say.
Thank you.
It's thank you for looking out for Derek. We tried to take care of him, but I know he did more for his brothers and his parents than he should have had to. He needed someone who could be there for him truly and on us.
Yes.
It was good he had such a friend. Derek will always have his family, but Luna's silly replacement.
My thoughts exactly.
Not only to Derek. Mrs. Cesare spoke kindly to Mr. Cesare, but Edgar was just peeking over at you. Thank you. Thanks, you sniffed. Hand in hand, the two wonderful people who raised your amazing boyfriend smiled up at you. You eventually got a little more quality time with the two of them. Eventually, they requested a moment with their other child, likely to share the same sentiment matters with him. That wasn't something you'd stand in the way of, and made room for the two to have a special parent-to-child chat. So finally, Liz, George, and Nico. The three of them were gathered in the corner of the room, fully engrossed in conversation. George's hand bound in the air between the group as Nicholas jerked a finger about. What's up with you three? You were welcomed by the circle with friendly smiles. George folded his arms and switched from one explanation to another. Nicholas was giving something to the effect of a recap to Liz, while talking about the trip, realized she'd yet to hear about her new interesting acquaintance, so she's being filled in. Apparently, the Xavier person wearing some bakery used to paint faces at the boardwalk. Smart world. There's no end to the odd connections you end up making.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're getting philosophical. Yeah, we also connected with that psychic who knew Shilio, which, that was weird. Weirder. Who is Shilio? I've heard him mentioned, but Shilio's an old pal, dear friend-ish of mine. We don't talk much these days, though. Our paths went in very different directions. Look at that. We're back to sounding so serious. The anchor boys stared blank-faced, no more confident in their understanding than they were a minute ago. Your sister was satisfied, snickering into her palm. Besides all that, I have to say I'm surprised. Nicholas was the one who reconnected with Xavier. Wouldn't he struggle to recognize them? Considering the fact that he was asleep for the entire day? I fell asleep after I got my face painted, thanks. And I've been to that boardwalk more than once. I didn't conk out every time. Try a better tease. That dare was meant for Liz. That's what he readied himself for and why he spoke with boldness. Alright. Unfortunately for Nicholas, however, it was George who took on the challenge. Speaking plainly, with a mischievous twinkle deep in his eyes, he knew it wasn't going to go well for his little brother. And the only reason Xavier was able to recognize you out of any of us is because you're still a little kid, just taller. How's that? Nico pouted. That round he had no comeback. However, he did have a new strategy. Nicholas looked to you, his only potential ally, and pleaded like the child he insisted he wasn't. The irony wasn't lost on Nico, and he intentionally played to that. Luna, these two meanies are ganging up on me. I thought Nico's fun. He had a hit on a great style at 6.
Totally.
Right, as flawless as it is. Luna said so. But they said you got the same style you did at 6. And you were complaining about George calling you a kid. I love that on pass. You, Liz, and George and Nicholas laughed together and continued to chat on the mysteries of life. None of them said that this was goodbye, but when the evening wore on, you needed to move away from the sibling cube to see you shared between you meant more than usual. You worked the room and made your rounds and had a few more minutes to yourself. You used it to think and reflect. There's a lot to consider. Life was barreling forward for you. Unfortunately, no inner peace or full understanding of the universe came while you zoned out in the corner. Perhaps as a consultation, you were rewarded with Derek returning to you after finishing his talk with Mr. and Mrs. Cesare, after he had an idea.
So?
Hey, want to go out to the balcony, get some fresh air? Same as he did when he first parted ways with you, Derek pointedly left the most crucial part of the motivation unsaid. This might be the last time you have a chance to be alone together before you have to go. That sounds nice, Derek. Cool. He quietly went to the sliding glass panels at once at the end of the living room. Derek opened the door and leaned aside. Of course he wouldn't go through himself, at least not first. After you. He obliged graciously in the special ritual between Derek and the people he cared for. Thanks. The event was still alive with small pockets of conversation. You and Derek managed to slip away without notice. As soon as you walked out, a warm breeze caressed your body. You carried the sharp scent of the ocean and delicate perfume of the flowers who made their own home at Derek's place. Derek ignored the one lonely chair near the veranda and rested up against the rail, exactly as he did the first time. On the horizon, the sea gleamed like molten gold encasing a city of silver. He leaned up against the railing to a room. Out there, he had a spot, and you had yours. All it was as it should be. The seemingly endless expanse in front of you, with nothing more than a few thin bars between you and it, was a welcome sight. With both of you settled in, Derek grinned as if it wasn't any other day. Oh, as if it was any other day. Or rather, because he couldn't help smiling at you no matter the circumstances. Luna, I owe you an apology, or at least an explanation. No, both. You blinked. If there's one thing you could count on, it was that Derek Cesare wouldn't do anything wrong. Not intentionally, anyways. Huh? About what? Well, that's obvious. I asked you to marry me. In a way, I almost didn't realize that this was the year it was supposed to happen. How inconsiderate I can get. The outburst sapped him out of all energy. Derek's shoulders slumped and his tone dropped even more.
It's been a long time.
We've been apart for a long time. It looks like I was in denial about how long. Days, weeks, months, and years just went by before I even knew it. It couldn't be the deadline already. I thought no way, especially how not grown up I felt and not figured out everything else was. But it was true. The summer when we were 23 was the year I picked. Is it a good or bad timing that this marriage pact coincided with my career crisis? I don't know. The rhetorical question lingered. Then a bit of humor turned to Derek's darkened features. Actually, I do. It is for the best that all happened now. We could work the whole mess out in one. Though that was also part of why I lost sight of things. I don't want you to think it meant nothing because
I swear.
It's not that it didn't matter to me. It mattered so much I couldn't even face it. I had to run away. Derek almost cracked from the self-imposed pressure. Voice did break. Asking you to marry me if there's nobody else wasn't one of those wild, impulsive stunts I pull sometimes. I really thought it through, as in I thought through all the ways I could maybe be with you without daring to just ask you to be with me.
The truth is...
I hinged a lot of hopes on that plan, but it was wishful thinking to see it as a solution. It doesn't work that way.
The truth is...
His gaze parted from yours, and he had nothing in particular to take attention, so Derek was simply staring straight ahead. It was fun, testing our compatibility ahead of the deadline, but I'd like to kindly suggest both parties agree to the end of the contract.
Sorry.
I don't want my life to be based on something like that. It isn't right. Derek looked at you through wistful lidded eyes. It was the end of being almost fiancés. That meant Trevor is beginning of a new dynamic. You're right, we should date for real.
Are you serious?
Well, really? Is that easy? I psyched myself up to be really convincing and brave and all that. Derek slowly brought his hands together in a silent clap. He parted and met them again and again, unsure of what to do with himself. Alright. The last words fell out of his still gaping mouth. It was truly adorable. You couldn't leave him hanging like that. Wait, I want to hear what you're gonna say still. He recovered himself, closing his lips, separating his palms to scratch the side of his head. Well, I could do that for you, especially since I already knew what I was gonna do as well. Derek rolled his shoulders and then stretched his neck from side to side and lastly put his on his game face. Luna, it's something I thought about for a long time, even before we made that deal. Yes, I'm listening. Thank you. But first, I actually gotta say something.
You're seriously great.
It's that you're incredible. I can always count on you, and when we get to be together, it's some of the best moments in my life. Doing chores, running errands, talking sense into me when I was beating myself up. And I can also mention real quick how cool it was that you cared about me and what I was thinking instead of pointing out that I was irresponsible or wasted such a great opportunity. That was a big deal for me. But the smaller things matter too. You stayed up even later to help me when I absolutely had to put those groceries away right then. You insisted on putting together the game stuff too so I could take it easy for a little. You laughed without reservation. Talking about you had a way of bringing out his boyish enthusiasm. And then on top of all that, you're good to my family too, even when we get dramatic and have our issues. They're a major part of my life, and they always will be. So seeing how you get along with them is, well, let's just say tips the scare us to be even more. A special something danced inside his bright green eyes. He embraced fully what he was actually doing. The truth is, his words already moved you deeply, but taking the ultimate purge, he threaded his fingers with you to help ground the both of you. I wouldn't want us to be together because there is no one else, because there is...
I love you.
Aw, I love you too, Derek, because you're adorable. Obviously, in universe of our life, I love you, Derek. The feelings of you you'd come to know and sparked, more alive than ever before. Let's see here. I'm gonna say this because I feel like this is funny. I want to be with you. I also kind of liked having that deer. You laughed.
Oh!
Oh, okay, we can have both. Honestly, it's nice to have a backup plan we can still live on even though we're dating each other for real. Maybe you and me will break up before the end of summer, still be single, and then the deal can get us back together. Perfect. Woo. In the thrill of the moment, Derek's excitement got the better of him. He leapt in the air, bounded from one end of the balcony and back, twice, and finally planted himself directly in front of you.
Thank you.
Thank you for letting me get that all out. Derek beamed at you with the most confident and dazzling gleam. And now that I think about it, we should do something to seal this new deal. His eyes were alight. For one example, could kiss you. I like that. He took your hands into his without hesitation. You gripped him back and leaned closer. He met you halfway. Your lips touched, first lightly, then with more certainty. His word pulled up at the end of the entire time. The first time you ever kissed Derek, that was that day, hanging out at the old park, making plans for the future as well as you could then, by making the backup deal. It was still important, but this one, a reciprocal kiss born of mutual affection, was the very best you experienced. However, you had a feeling there was many chances to outdo it in the days, weeks, and years to come. A freshly official couple enjoyed the comforts of each other's presence and bliss. It was the very breath of your true relationship. And then a swooping sound snatched your attention away from Derek. The sliding door had been opened. God, someone is gonna come in. The youngest son skipped in, as if invited, and then the middle child filed after. George was less cheeky, but equally unrepentant. Hi, Derek. Hi, Luna. Hello. What's going on? Derek flung his head back in a groan. Those two siblings come to interrupt again. He let go of you under all the begrudging frustration of a teen boy caught canoodling under the bleachers by the teachers. Not again. Every damn time. There's no privacy anywhere, not even in my own house.
Hey!
Hey! Nicholas handed the child's display of unnourished airs of maturity. His voice was tall and he cut an accusing finger through the air. You're the one who invited us over. If you wanted to be alone with Luna, why'd you throw a party with several other people? That was a strong point. Worse still for Derek. George had an even better one, honestly confused by his big brother's reaction. He even plainly stated a key consideration. This whole side of the apartment is glass. We could see everything happening without opening the door. Coming out over feels more polite to me than watching from the inside. At that, Derek snorted and laughed. He was less ashamed of what you were doing than Nicholas, who was frightened.
I see how it is.
Fine, it made sense to get together one more time before they left, but I'm regretting being so reasonable now. One of these days we might learn to be more self-centered than Nobu.
Sorry.
I kinda doubt that. The part about you ever being selfish, not us being sorry, of course. Yeah, sorry, bro. That's not happening. No, I'm with Derek. Party's over. I never go home and teased. Now that sounds like a plan.
No.
We're sorry, Derek and Luna. But that couldn't be the end of it. Trouble came in threes. Your own sibling appeared from behind. She leaned against the doorway, lingering over at the scene. Romancing out in the open while all of your siblings and parents were right there. I had no idea the two of you were so indulgent. One raw outfit spoiled the rest. Nicholas and George had originally barged in with pure intentions of being with you. Now they were sneaking over Liz's jabs at you and Derek's expense. I'm a bad influence on him. I think it's a good kind of bad influence. Of course this happened. Why expect anything else? That's what Derek's wryly lifted brow seemed to express. You know, we were just talking about how self-absorbed I am and how it's not enough in my opinion. From even further inside the house, Mrs. Cesare waved a hand popped over from your sister's head. It's okay, we're fine on our own. Enjoy your time together. Your parents are bursting with laughter, ineffectively trying to model that staying quiet would have been less obtrusive than joining this.
Really?
Oh, really? Dad. Your trouble estimates were proven to be highly underestimated. It didn't come in threes, it came in as many amounts as physically possible. Mrs. Cesarean came to get her husband, clearing a path through Liz, George, and Nicholas.
Excuse me.
Excuse us. She escorted him back to the couch without fuss, but no amount of cordialness on her end could smooth out the three-ring circus. Derek barely saw the retreating forms of his abandoned parents, or your mom's and Mr. Holden's giggling fit in the distance, or even the set of siblings watching and waiting for what would happen next. His arms were folded and his brain was working. You and he had become the center of the universe, and that wouldn't do. In the end, Mr. Reliable himself went for the oldest, most reliable solution to the awkward situation. Hey, look over there! Point, point.
What?
Oh, what? While the others were clearly distracted by Derek's fantastic play, said the mastermind, slid near to you and whispered intently. Run! You nodded imperceptibly to everyone but Derek, whose focus was set entirely on seeing to that gesture. You both knew what had to be done. Your hand found his and his yours, without tearing your eyes from the target. Escape routes. At the front! You dashed through the opening left by Mrs. Cesare, speeding by Liz before she could even block the way again. The elders were shocked, the younger ones were shouting, but you didn't stop. Through the gap of the sliding glass door, past the couches, and out the apartment entrance, you and Derek ditched the whole party in a blink. Together you flew down the stairs, and there was no patience to wait for an elevator. On the ground level, you exploded through the last set of doors and you passed onto the sidewalk, leaving laughter and joy in your wake. You may have escaped the building, but who knows if they follow you out. That wasn't something you'd put past your siblings. The hand gripping yours was still held tight. Derek encouraged you along, beaming wide. Aw, this is adorable. Let's go. Let's go, you jokingly mimicked. Friends, lovers, and partners in crime, formerly conditional fiancés, no matter the circumstances, you and Derek were always a team, and together you were unstoppable. In Derek's bright eyes, he saw reflections of your past. The first you had met when bounded up to you, so unafraid. The time he had much less bravely bouldered a very cross Elizabeth. Your grand exit from a different party you hadn't been invited to. And at the moment you arrived in Prism City bus station such a short and long time ago, when he come running for you. Each happy moment you experienced became only a memory of what used to be, but that was what life was, and that was okay. Right then you were running side by side, and you couldn't take it for granted. You wouldn't waste a chance. Instead, you would keep going for as long as your feet could carry you. As it should be, you and Derek took another step forward and another. Forward and forward down the glistening city streets toward the end of the rest of your lives. Thank you for your beginning of life here. You can come back again always. The end. Honestly, that was so wholesome. Like, I feel like that was so much more wholesome than Baxter's. Just because it's like Baxter, like, the player character and Baxter, like, had a falling out and then got back together. But with these two, it's just like, oh yeah, we did have a thing. Oh, let's at least try it out. And then it just... I got definitely a lot more flesh from that certain times. A lot more fun too. I feel like if I only had to choose one person, like as a whole, I'd probably choose Derek, just because like he's so good and pure. But I really like Baxter too. Yeah, I don't know. Both of them are so nice people. Like we're like, oh, that's so good. Anyways. With that is the end of Derek's life. I may be doing a few more episodes on this to do the ending with Cove as well, since we've done 2 of the 3 endings, but now we only have 1 left. So that, I hope you guys have a good day, night, week, month of your lives, and may the stars forever guide your path wherever it might lead you into the future. Goodbye, everyone, and hope to see you guys again soon.